Hey everybody, welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast episode, you heard it here first, 69. I am B.
And I'm Chic.
And I'm Chris.
By the way, you're starting off the podcast. Nobody's paying attention.
I know.
Because you're showing us pictures.
I was trying to beat the count.
Yeah, well, we were already started.
Way behind.
I was way behind the count.
Chick was showing us a picture.
My godson caught a fish this weekend.
Right.
And we got the greatest picture of him. And
It's
he's
cute.
just such a happy boy. Did you see it though?
I saw it, yeah. I was trying to start
And
the
you go
show.
on my Facebook, anybody, and you can see in my family weekend, there's pictures of there, and then you'll see the pictures of him catching the fish, and he's the happiest boy.
Speaking
Right.
of boring stories.
Number 69.
Fuck you, boring. You better watch your mouth.
Well, you know, it's a boring story. Guys, we are here, and I don't know. I want to start this off with a little presentation to my.
Are we getting right into that?
Yeah, that's because we've let it wait long enough. I've been, as most of you know, if you follow this show, I've been for the last 3 weeks making sourdough bread. I started with the starter. I don't need to get into the whole specifics, but it takes a while to make sourdough bread. Okay. I had to make my own yeast.
What was the final amount of time?
3 weeks.
From
From start
finished
to
product
finish.
to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 weeks and a few days.
That's worth it.
It is worth it. Because now I have a starter.
I know, it's all about the starter yeast.
Now my yeast now my yeast is
Did you
available.
know about bakeries?
Yeah, you know what else I know
Now, could
about?
you take off part of your yeast and sell that
I could.
yeast?
I could.
And still
Chris,
have it for
Chris,
you?
wait, no.
Who's buying bees yeast?
Chris,
I'm not.
can I ask you a question? Do you know anything about pride? Yeah, I can go to a
I
bakery.
swallowed my pride a long time ago.
I can go to a bakery and eat somebody else's bread that somebody else made with their own yeast. But why not make your own yeast?
When you say it like that,
Can
you
you
know,
make other
do I
things
want
besides
to be able-
sourdough with this
Sure, I can
yeast?
make sourdough bagels. I can
Oh
make,
no, but I mean everything's gonna be sourdough now. Like you can't use that yeast
No, you
to
can't
make
switch.
Yeah, you can.
is there a
Jeez,
fucking...
we got a low-flying plane.
I feel like we're at the Shea
Yeah,
Stadium.
what are we at, Republic Airport over here?
That's a low-flying helicopter.
That's
Maybe
really
there's somebody
low, right?
loose. Can you see the?
There's definitely someone loose at you.
No, I hope I see the searchlights. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
there
once in a
was?
while, yeah, you see
Oh.
that. If you heard that, I was listening to last week's episode, and midway through when we were talking about whatever, I heard a bird chirping nonstop.
got a lot of bird action.
A lot of
Yeah,
bird
there's
action.
some bird
a lot of
action.
fans, a lot of birds.
I like the outdoors. Like,
Feels nice.
yeah, it does.
It
I
does
love
feel
doing
nice.
this outside.
It does feel nice. So what I did here for you guys is I got my bread. Now I want you to know that I froze the bread right away because that keeps the moisture in. So I thawed it out and I put it in the oven for a little while. It's probably not as warm as it used to be, but oh god, this fresh bread right out of the oven is delicious. It melts in your mouth. So I'm gonna present it to you guys. Now,
Oh, this is gonna be
Oh,
hysterical.
that doesn't look like I thought it would look.
what you
It looks
think
like.
it would look like?
Can we put some eggs and whatever on it and make this French toast?
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that'd be great.
here's the deal.
That would be better
That
than
would
what
be
you
Now,
do
what
right
I want
here.
you to do now, if you, I think a little, I have a little butter melted here.
You pre-melted the butter.
Pre-melted
like
the butter.
a
I have a
champion.
little dash of salt is delicious on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little
And then I have
delicious salt.
EVOO, extra virgin olive oil.
Can I say
if you
one
want it-
thing?
Sure.
You came here with salt and butter, like
Yeah,
I have that in my house.
I understand, but the thing is this: when you make a bread and you bring a bread to a person's house, you don't ask for their equipment. I bring my own equipment.
So now, when you envision yourself bringing this to a party, you have like a bread
No.
suitcase?
Please
Please get a briefcase.
Can I say
for
you
your
should
bread.
do a little better presentation with the butter when you go on?
And
I
maybe
understand that.
you
the
should do
whole
like a
loaf.
center little thing,
Okay.
and you put the butter sauce in there.
I have rebuttals for all of your questions. One, if I go to a party, I bring a loaf. I don't bring the butter, the olive oil. I don't bring the. That's their loaf to do whatever they want with it.
Okay.
Okay. This I just brought as a little sample piece for you guys.
You brought too much because I'm only gonna have a little piece.
That's fine.
I'll eat whatever
That's
he doesn't
fine.
eat.
That's fine.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cut a little.
That looks hard.
It's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard.
I heard you.
It's got a. It's
Put
got
some
a.
butter on
It's
that.
got a dense crust.
It looks like...
And I don't want salt.
You want
I
EVOO?
want a little
I
salt
just want
and a little
extra,
EVOO.
more butter. but no salt.
And I brought wine for this occasion.
Yeah.
So if
All right.
anyone wants, please dig on in. Because I feel like bread's always a little
And
bit
don't
better with
afraid to
wine.
be a little
Generous?
with that butter.
You want more?
I'm just saying, don't
Your
afraid to be
cholesterol,
generous.
I know you went to the doctor this week, but
Well, we'll talk about that after I try this.
all right.
I bet you his
Have a little bit.
cholesterol is higher.
Now,
Right.
Chris, what would you like?
I'll have that.
You want
with
some
less
butter?
butter?
Less butter.
Definitely less butter and some of that.
What do you think, Chick? You can be honest.
I actually like it.
Not bad, huh?
I mean, I'm not a huge sourdough fan, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like that thing I told you.
See, I
Italian
like
bread is
sourdough.
significantly better,
Well, it's.
but I
it's-
respect what you did.
The
It's
Italian.
not burnt.
I'll tell you
It's- It. I
The-
don't know. Is it supposed to taste like fresh out of the oven bread? Like I'm not trying to,
It is.
because it doesn't right now.
Well, it's not fresh
yeah,
out of the oven.
and that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
that's fair.
So for being that it's a day or so old, I'll take that into consideration. On a scale of 1 to 10,
I'm gonna drop a little salt into the plate. I'm
on a
gonna
scale
put
of
a
1
little
to
EPO in
10,
there.
We need an above head camera.
I
the
know we
best
do.
a sourdough would ever get for me anyway is probably a 7.
Oh,
Okay.
So being that
And-
it's
and
your
what- and what do you
sourdough, I'll
rank?
say you're about a 6 or 7.
Oh, that's cute.
I really do. I mean,
All right.
as good as
It's
sourdoughs
not-
I'm gonna eat.
First of all, this is not store bought. This is homemade bread.
And you know
Chris,
what?
get
you
in there.
just started doing it.
Yeah, this is my first loaf. Now get a little bit of that salt too
Well,
in
you gotta
there.
have the salt.
Yeah, sop it up, baby. Come on. Oh, I'm gonna have some myself.
Now everybody is gonna listen to us as we eat.
Mm-hmm. Not bad, huh?
That was pretty good.
It really is, and it's not bad.
Pretty
It's
good.
pretty good. Like I'm not enjoying this.
Of course.
Well-
Now, what?
I shouldn't be your, your
My what?
judge and jury right here
Why not?
because I'm not a sourdough fan.
Well, even better. Even better. I'm turning you on to the idea of it.
It wasn't that good to change my mind that Italian's been better.
Italian bread is a lazy man's bread.
It is the most basic bread.
Why is it a lazy man's bread?
There's nothing to it. I mean, I don't know that, but I would imagine.
You don't. Can you try and make Italian bread?
I'm sure I could. You want me to make Italian bread? now?
Yes, I
can
do.
make Italian bread.
Okay.
The sourdough is just more complex.
Yeah.
It's
Can I
good though,
ask
right?
It's a little
the
denser
differences?
too, and I do like that.
Dense, right?
So I think, I
Yeah.
only heard this somewhere, I can't quote it right now, but
Mm-hmm.
I think sourdough is one of the better breads you can have, right?
It's more healthy.
Yeah.
I believe.
What's
it's
so
more-
healthy about it?
Well, sourdough is a yeast. I mean,
If you say the word yeast one more time, I might smack you. One is just a nasty word.
I think it's the fermentation.
I'd rather hear the
process.
word cunt over and over than yeast.
All right, you don't have to say that around my bread. All right, in a way, it's my.
I actually like the word
You're
cunt.
actually gonna hurt
Yeah.
his bread's feelings, and then
No.
the yeast won't grow as well.
Now don't make a mess
Man.
over here.
Now, do you whisper sweet nothings to your
Mm-mm.
yeast at night? Okay,
Mm-mm.
just checking.
Now, what did you do with the yeast, the starter yeast?
Excuse me, I'm chewing.
All right, we're gonna have to stop
Can
chilling
I
if we
ask you
can't
something?
do
Though?
a show.
Why
with
are you
this.
cool with this, but not kombucha? It's the same process.
Kombucha's gross.
It's the same process. Though.
I've never had kombucha.
Kombucha is the sourdough of iced tea.
Of what?
Of iced tea.
But you know what?
What do you
Iced
mean of
no.
iced tea?
Iced tea is the iced tea of iced tea. I don't need living organisms in my iced tea.
Wait, what?
You don't know kombucha?
Kombucha, it's like.
So it's fermented tea. But it's
Have
fermented
you ever seen
with the
kombucha?
yeast.
If you've ever picked up a bottle of kombucha, it looks like they tried to dissolve a mouse at the bottom of the tea. It's disgusting.
I'm not. I don't really. I'm not. I like iced tea, but I'm not even. There's too many types.
See, I don't love
I
iced tea, but I
despise
love me some
raspberry
kombucha.
iced tea,
That's the worst one.
and
Tea
everybody
can't
loves it.
I'm sorry.
And you know what I also think is
You despise
disgusting?
raspberry iced tea?
I despise that. I despise unsweetened iced tea. People drink that, it makes me
See,
want to
I like
fucking throw up.
unsweetened green.
I drink
iced tea.
Unsweetened
I drink
iced tea.
unsweetened iced tea by the bucket.
Unsweetened
I
iced
actually
tea
make
tastes
my
like
own iced tea at home with green tea, and it's pretty fantastic.
unsweetened iced tea tastes like asshole.
No. When you see me at Dunkin'
It's
Donuts,
like dirty water.
when you see me
Oh, you like
with my Dunkin' Donuts,
iced tea?
it's all I drink is unsweetened iced tea with a twist of lemon.
Oh, it's so gross.
You're wrong, first of all.
I don't like it.
Okay, everybody has a right to their own opinion. So, all right. Well, I'm glad that we
Yeah,
were
I'm
able
glad
to.
we got this bread over with.
First of all, it's
It's
not.
not over. I'm gonna eat this.
The
whole
beauty
time.
of a starter is it could be around for
Yeah,
hundreds of
yeah,
years.
Thanks for dinner.
So I'm gonna be able to. By the way, grilled cheese sourdough. How you doing?
Are you just gonna make bread all the time now? That's what's gonna bother me is you're gonna take it and you're gonna ruin it. It's gonna be like, oh, bean is sourdough bread.
It's good.
It'll get
40,000
better every time.
recipes.
It'll get a lot-
sourdough.
It'll get better
All
every
right.
time. Now you throw some Kerrygold on that shit.
What is that?
Kerrygold, Irish butter.
Oh yeah.
You guys are like bougie with you. Just give me Italian bread and butter, and
It's because you have no
or
taste.
Italian bread and red sauce.
You're full. Of, you know what? If Dave and
I
Buster's,
gave you bread a 6 out of 10, but
Oh.
if you brought some marinara.
if Dave and Buster's was a person, you would.
That's
be,
gross.
You are
Dave
Dave
and
and Buster.
Yeah. You're
But
the-
I'm just. Oh, you. I guarantee if we put out.
You're the
You know what?
equivalent
I'll
of
put
an
it out
Olive Garden.
today. I'll put it out on our.
Chris,
page
you're sopping us
tomorrow.
up. You're loving it.
I love bread.
Maybe you just haven't eaten in a
I
while.
haven't eaten in a while, and
Yeah, that's what it was. He doesn't. He
And,
told Chris, "Don't eat today. I'm bringing dinner," and then he just brought his bread.
I didn't say I'm bringing dinner.
No,
I
you
said I'm
didn't.
bringing my.
You didn't.
You jerks. You guys are real jerks.
I know for real though, and this I'm not just saying this because you're bread. One of my favorite things,
Little
is,
bread and
is
butter.
bread and olive oil.
And by the way,
It's actually one of my favorite things.
One of my favorite.
are you
things is
happy I
bread
brought
and
that
butter.
olive
I'm
oil
very
too?
happy about that. I didn't think you were gonna bring that.
And the pre-melted butter? Who am I? Come on, what am I?
I want to put it out there to everybody. I guarantee more people like Italian bread and butter or than sourdough and fucking olive
It's
oil.
just ignorance because they haven't tried it.
It's not ignorant. It's just better.
Oh. so
More
good.
better. But anyway,
Alright.
while you guys are eating this, I had a little interesting issue at work today.
Yeah, I want to hear this. What
Okay.
happened?
So I get into work today, get my computer up and running. I have an email
Uh-oh.
from the owner of my company, or at least what I think is the owner of my company.
Oh, dear God.
So the email says, "Hey Tom, this is my boss's name. I need you to do something for me today. Give me your cell number or email me your cell number and I'll call you back. It's urgent."
Okay.
I'm already sketched out by this.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm already.
Why are
Now
they...
let me tell you why.
No. Can
Why
we
me?
just... Like, you're still fairly new. You're at the bottom of the barrel when
Now,
it comes to this
are you
company.
performing excessively well?
Now let me
No.
explain why.
We know that's not the
That's
case.
not question mark.
No. Can I say? Let me explain where my head was at when I first
Okay,
got this.
I'm listening.
It's first thing in the morning. All of us, like, I'm just not, and I see my boss's name.
You're not a morning guy. You're
I'm not. It's not that I'm not.
He's not an answer.
I'm just
He's
not
a
as.
guy.
I'm
He's
not
not
as
a night
focused
guy.
to detail in early mornings as I am. You know, a couple hours
Generally,
into
as
the
you are
day.
genuine?
Yeah, like what?
So I'm like, fuck. Now, before I ask everybody a question around me, does anybody ever get an email from the owner of our company
owner.
asking for a favor?
An urgent thing.
An urgent, like
No,
I'm the
you
one
think
he's
he's
gonna
in,
come
like
to.
Ex Machina, like he's
Yeah.
like the guy. I want you to come work on this robot over
Right.
here that we're building in the
So
basement of the
before I
fax machine
ask
place.
anybody questions, before I even give this a second thought, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta. Boom! Here's my cell phone number. Send it right away.
Oh, of course. you
Didn't
did, right?
think twice.
You've been fooled before. It's not the first time.
Not the first
It's
time.
not the first
No.
time my friend Chic has been tricked.
No, one time I knowingly delved into something.
You knowingly delved into
Yes,
it?
because I told you right off
Did you
the
lose
bat.
money or your social security?
No,
number?
I was just trying to see where it would go, and whatever.
Yeah.
You were
But-
trying to fuck the catfish behind the thing.
Yeah,
You know what?
No, you never know what's gonna
It
happen.
could
You never
actually
know
be-
what's gonna
I
happen.
think this one could be a real woman.
So, I tell everybody, yo, I just got an email from our boss, and he was telling me this, and they're like, I hope you didn't respond to that. Apparently, this has happened before,
Oh my
and it
God.
almost like IT had to get involved and they had a virus. It opened up for like a day. It was like a whole big deal
Yeah.
the last time. They're like, you got to email Kareem, who whatever is one of our IT guys,
Kareem?
right away. That's his
Of
name.
course.
He was our IT guy.
Abdul Jabbar?
Bro, that
So I
almost
email
sounds
them.
racist if it weren't true. Like,
Yes.
if you wrote that into a movie, you'd be kicked out of
What's
Hollywood.
going on over here?
So I email them right away, and then sure enough, as I'm already emailing him, I get a cell phone. My cell phone gets a text. I'm in a meeting right now.
This is top secret.
Just verify that you got this. So like now I'm like, all right. I get one of my other guys at work.
Got it, boss. I'm on the case.
I'm on the case. So this time we block
What,
it.
you need me to solve the mystery of the missing copy machine?
So we wound up blocking that number. I deleted it. I sent them, and then IT for like an hour and a half. My computer was out of commission because I had IT in there.
What were you?
Like putting malware into it and just making sure that we didn't get. Basically, I almost compromised the whole company today through an email scam.
Now, have you ever met the owner?
Now let me get into
What's
why this
going
is
on
so
here?
funny.
Yeah.
So now after I tell them, my good friend who got me into the company goes, "You just thought you've had more dialogue with with our boss than I probably have an email through 3 years, 13 years of working here." And I start laughing. I'm like, you know what, dude? I was like, I figured because sometimes I'm supposed to go out of Brooklyn and maybe they wanted to lackey me, like to pick something up in Long Island and ship it out to like bring it out
You
to
don't think he
Brooklyn.
would delegate to
You
somebody else?
thought that?
Well, I
no.
thought I was the lowest man in the totem
Yeah,
pole
he
in
thought
Long
his
Island
boss
to do
was
it.
like, who's that guy over
Yeah,
there?
let's find this
Who's
guy.
this guy? Is
And,
that?
or I don't know what and I also like had the CEO. I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm like,
Get me the email to that guy.
my first thing was let me respond
Stat.
first, ask questions later.
Stat. Oh,
Plus, I always get fired, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Because my luck, it would be like,
It actually.
I
is
didn't
the
answer,
owner.
and it's my boss like, why isn't fucking Tom responding
Yeah.
to my email? And then everyone's like, what the fuck was
But
wrong
you
with
could have waited maybe 5 minutes
That's-
and maybe asked a
And that
couple
was my
of
issue is
people in the
because
office.
I saw that email and it was like, as I seen it, I was already replying and typing in my cell phone
For like
number.
5 minutes of your life, though, were you in a movie? Were you in like some sort of The Informant?
Maybe they call me up
Did you
to
guys
the big
see that?
leagues here.
The Informant with.
Oh, I
Matt
love The
Damon? I
Informant.
love that movie.
Matt Damon
I
is
never saw
actually
that,
Did you for
excellent
5
in that.
seconds think that you were in The Informant?
No.
You were like, you know
No,
what?
I
bro,
thought
no.
for 5 seconds I thought I might have
You're
got the
telling
whole
your
entire
buddy and
company's like personal information.
Did you think that there was a chance that they would fire you?
No, I knew because they were all
'Cause
laughing
they were
at me
laughing,
at that point.
yeah.
Like there was no point
You were
someone
laughing at you getting
like at no
fired.
point did
There it
anybody
is.
say
There goes
like
another one.
at no point. You imagine
So
that was
fifth
why I
one
got
is
fired for falling for a
That'd be
fucking
incredible.
a scam on
Not the
email
fact that you had to put
scam.
out your cigarette to reply to the email.
Oh God, I would love.
So that's how I
I
started
would
my
love it if you
Monday.
did get fired this Monday.
Fuck you! I almost compromised
I'm
the.
kidding.
Did you guys watch Shark Week last week?
I didn't.
No, I didn't know that was still
Yeah,
a
well,
thing.
a friend
I'm
or
also not
acquaintance
watching
of
The
mine has
Bachelor in
been
Paradise.
promoting it.
You're
We
watching
I
that?
said I'm not watching.
No, I was
Good.
For
saying.
the same reason.
I used to love Shark Week. And this is what I wanted
years
to say.
ago. I feel
Years
like,
ago,
No,
and
when I
it's
was
a
a
bit,
kid, sure.
but not even when I was a
Did
kid.
it? No pun intended. Jump the shark.
It did. What happened was, and I'll tell you when it really went down. Like they started losing material, and it was the same thing every year. So they were lacking for new stuff.
It's probably really hard to get footage of sharks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's also how they do it. Like they could go in there and just tell you the science about a shark and show you them swimming, and that would probably be an amazing show. Instead, they're always trying to like build up suspense for some.
They try to make you feel like
Yeah,
sharks
for
are
something that they're
dangerous.
never gonna find, or and then the end, it's always leaves you.
It's
It's
like
like that finding treasure show,
I
whatever
did
it
see
is.
something. I scrolled by it on like Discovery or something like that, and it struck me as like one of those shows where they try to find Bigfoot.
They actually found one though, but they actually found what they were looking
alright.
for in one of them.
With that
What?
250.
It was a shark they
Right.
thought was extinct but not that long ago. They thought it became extinct in like the 70s. They
Oh.
really just haven't.
Oh,
it's
they
been-
did find it though.
And well, a fisherman killed it, and they verified that was it. So
Alright.
they're basically saying like, yeah, it is out there.
Because
But
I felt like it
Oh,
was
wow.
like one of those hunting Bigfoot type of.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't something that far fetched. And they, it's a bunch of, and then they wind up
I
it was
love
dead,
those
but they
shows.
found it, so they basically took it off the extinction.
I feel like Shark Week was like such a.
It was so cool, but now
But even when it was in
they
its
started
prime,
doing fake shit.
yeah, they did
Last year or the year
Oh.
before, they got busted. They tried to do like a whole Megalodon one, and they literally like CGI'd, or like they got busted for doing it. Was fake.
They CGI'd it, but said it was real.
Yeah, they portrayed it as a real show, like a real and factual episode, and it got completely debunked and like it was completely fake, the episode.
Oh.
And like some of the stuff I was even watching, I'm like completely doubting it. Like some of the stuff was pretty cool.
You doubt the sharks, but you don't doubt the email from your boss. You're like,
Dude,
This is what it is. I'm the informant.
yeah.
Fuck you. So, but that was my whole thing. I watched Shark Week, as I always do, and it disappointed like it's been disappointing.
Shark Week for me, kind of.
No,
I don't know. And then people get way into it. It's like, all right, relax.
Well,
It's
people,
like,
that's what happened. There's one guy I know who I'm friends with, and I don't see him often, but he's been talking about it
yeah,
on Facebook.
yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it. Like, I enjoyed it, and that's the only reason why I knew about it. And I watched it. And I honestly watched most of it, and it wasn't that bad, but it was just like, it's not what it used to be, and like, I think I'm done. I think this is my last year.
And
I'm
today's day
retiring
and
from
age,
Shark Week.
any day could be Shark Week.
But
we have so much access to
what
everything.
that brings me to is the Serengeti show that just started last night.
Serengeti show.
As Shark Week ended, Discovery did Serengeti. And it's
Serengeti?
like in the Serengeti Desert or whatever it is.
Where is that?
I believe it's in
the
Africa.
Serengeti desert or wherever. it
Serengeti's
is.
in Africa, right?
I think
If
it's
I'm
in
not mistaken.
Iceland.
It's in Iceland.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Either way, it's like all big cats and fucking crazy animals, and it's like a fucking planet Earth.
Oh,
and it's
those
gonna
are
be
fun.
fucking
I like
awesome.
those. That's cool.
Now I got to figure out where it is.
Now, speaking of the
What, the
Serengeti
Serengeti?
and Islip, I was in Islip this week.
Yeah, what
I give
happened?
a shout out to, I saw a band play at a bowling alley.
Oh,
And it was
that's,
maybe the coolest thing I've ever
that's
seen.
cool.
Wait, what
Yeah.
was it?
So there's this band called Keep Flying.
Keep
Okay.
flying.
And they're like,
Shout out to Keep Flying.
if you like Newfound Glory, Yellow Card type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like old, upbeat
Yeah.
music like that.
Yeah, it's in Africa. I'm sorry, in
No, it's in
Tanzania.
Islip, bro, with the
Yeah.
bowling alley.
No, I just want to make sure I wasn't.
Oh, you
crazy.
didn't know it was in Africa?
No, I thought I said
No,
it was. I
definitely
just wanted to
wasn't
double
Iceland.
check, and then I don't want to get made fun of like you were wrong. It's not.
Did you think the Serengeti was in the UK?
No, I knew it was in Africa. I just wanted to double check.
Double check, alright.
Sometimes I doubt myself.
Yeah.
But so this band, amazing, like super high energy stuff. They played a bowling alley for whatever reason.
That's
So I
like
thought-
old school.
It is.
Yeah,
It's like old
that's
school,
cool.
like punkish. But I thought, oh, there's a back room in the bowling alley. That makes sense.
They were playing on the
They
lanes.
played on the lanes, dude.
What?
They
That's
played on the
cool.
fucking lanes, and people were jumping off the ball returns.
Wait, let me ask you a question now. Were they above, like, were they a stage
they were
above
on
so
the
people could
ground.
bowl under them, or no?
So basically,
That would have been
no,
badass.
that would be cool. But they cut off like 10 lanes.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's still cool.
It was still pretty cool.
Isn't it very slippery?
It wasn't on like
Stage it, bro.
the slippery lane
Oh,
part.
okay.
It was on like the part where you walk.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah, because that's what they're gonna do. Let's do a band, have the band play
Slip
That's what
on.
on something that you can't walk on.
Yeah.
Well, idiot, you were like, are they bowling in between them?
No, I didn't
you
say
were
in
thinking
between
the
them. I
same
said was
thing.
the
Shut
under.
up.
He
I
said
said
under
was
them.
it elevated so they could fucking
Yeah,
bowl under?
yeah.
Elevated 12 feet so that could happen.
Yeah, that's it. Put them on a
Idiot.
stage above.
Idiot.
No. So anyways, they're on the ground and they cut off like 10 lanes for this, and there's
Yeah.
like 300-400 people there. It was
Wow, that's a lot of
Jeez,
people.
That's a lot of people.
Was there anybody bowling, or was it straight
nuts.
fans?
Well, they closed down the whole bowling alley,
Oh.
but with your ticket you got free bowling
For another day?
for like no for that day,
Oh, all right.
just not where
You're not bowling today.
not where the quote stage was. And I just want to shout out to that. It was so much fucking fun.
Where was it again? What was the name of
East
it?
Islip Lanes.
East Islip
And it was
Lanes.
Keep Flying, and they
It's all the
so
way out east for
basically
us.
Yeah,
they like sectioned off this one part from like a ball return on,
yeah.
and it was the stage.
Huh.
And dude, people were jumping off of shit. It was fucking
That's
nuts.
Really?
cool. That's
It
cool.
was insane.
But when you say this band was like high energy, are we talking like grunge
No,
rock
they're like
or like
pop
what is it?
punky.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
if you picture like a Newfound Glory, I don't
Oh,
know
all
if
right.
that's like your
It's not necessarily my
yeah.
favorite band, but no, I get
But
it.
like
right?
yeah, like
okay.
that, but
Alright.
with a trombone for some reason.
Hey, man, I love a trombone.
Gotta love a good trombone.
And
Give me that bone, baby.
fucking awesome. So I want to shout out to that because that
Nice,
was
I
a
like
lot
it.
of fun, man.
I like that.
B, did you do anything exciting this weekend?
Well, I'll tell you what I did today. Have you guys ever tried to buy a car?
Yeah.
I have tried to buy a
Okay.
car. Turns out I can't afford it.
Here's the deal.
Mine turns out my credit sucks, so I usually need somebody to co-sign. But
When
yeah,
I
I've
go to
done that.
when I go to buy a car, usually I bring my dad to help me sort of negotiate.
The more
deal.
we do this show, the more I realize we really are adult babies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to bring my dad with me. I'm not good in those situations. I don't know the questions.
And your
to
dad
ask.
is
My dad knows what's
Your
going
dad's
on.
like
My
What
dad.
you
man.
tell me of your dad, part of me thinks you bring him there too to possibly fight. the
No.
salesman.
Well, we've had those.
He's like
I
an
know
old
you
school
had
man, though,
those.
Yes.
his dad. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Yes.
like a-
Thinks everybody's out to get them.
yeah,
now.
yeah.
But he knows his stuff.
No,
Like he's in
I get
business.
it.
He knows.
Listen,
what's
I
going
can't deny it. My parents help me when I go there sometimes.
Yeah,
Well,
I know you don't.
Sometimes.
I know you don't saunter into a car dealership and buy a car. I know somebody else
Well,
is there.
The car before this lease, I bought from my neighbor, so there wasn't really much. you know.
So, my lease. I lease my car. My lease is ending. What I want, my dream, is to get back into my Jeep. I had a Jeep Wrangler for a while. It was my favorite of all time. 2-door, take off the roof, 6-speed, beautiful. And I'm not a car guy, but I love that Jeep. I love it. It was just fun. So I went to the Jeep dealership with my dad. If you don't know anything about Jeeps, they're expensive, and the resale value
The resale value of all cars blows.
but not the Jeep. The Jeep is
Well, that's because
is-
everybody loves them. It's like
Yeah.
a niche thing.
Yeah. So you can get a Jeep and make good money on it. So anyway, I'm looking maybe to even buy it. I was like, maybe I'll buy it, and it was just crazy. It was like $5,000 down, $375 a month.
Oh.
It was just a
Oh.
lot. I'm
You
like,
get a
"Ah."
fucking Infinity or something for that.
Yeah. My parents like, yeah, we have a Cadillac that's less than this.
No, it's true. I'll never forget my credit and everything was so bad when I had my Civic. I was paying almost the same as my parents were paying for their Infinity.
Oh my god.
Nuts.
Like with insurance. Let me rephrase that. Like my car
Yeah.
payment wasn't
Now, was
wasn't
that a lease,
low.
or-
It was a lease, but they
Okay.
leased too.
Yeah.
And it was just comparing prices from what we both did, and because my insurance was sky high, and my credit sucked, so my price of the lease was more expensive than it should have. I was paying about $600 a month, maybe
That's
a little less.
crazy.
At least $500 a month for a Civic.
That's nuts.
For a Civic.
Well,
But
I
anyway.
was so the thing
That's
that
a lot, first of all.
Yeah, exactly.
I
love
was
it,
ready
too.
to bite the bullet and spend a little more money because I got some money coming in now with this new job. I was like, you know what? I want to explore I want to go back to where I came from with the Jeep. But I had to order it. They had no. I would have to order a 2020 off the and buy it off the from the floor. So they would have to custom make the damn thing.
Oh,
So it would
wow.
come in 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm like, I don't have that time. So anyway,
Well, if you're not in a rush for the car, why don't you
well,
have the time?
I
lease
sort of
it,
am because
right?
my lease is up next month.
Oh, it's next
So
month.
then
Okay,
I would
I'm
have-
sorry.
I would have to like
You
sort
need
of
something that you can drive off the lot.
Yeah, or this week. I could wait.
Not 6 to 8. We
Yeah,
got
not
ya.
6 to 8 weeks. So anyway, my dad was like, all right. I was like, all right, it's just I want to think about this. So me and my dad went home, and when I got home, I'm like, you know what? I'm only off 1 day a week. I'm like, I gotta take care of this now. I started freaking out. So I'm like, I gotta go out again. And my dad's like, go by yourself.
When
What?
we get off of here today,
Yeah.
you didn't buy a car, did you?
No. Well, we'll get there.
Okay, let's get there. I got something for you.
A car?
A guy that can get. Trust me, I'll tell you when we're done.
Okay.
No, I don't trust it.
No. I will vouch for this on anything.
Okay. So I go now to another Jeep dealership, and I'm like, you know what I also like? I like the Dodge Challenger, little muscle car.
Beautiful
action.
car, yeah.
Right?
How
That's
do
a
you
nice
go
car.
from a Jeep to a Dodge Challenger?
Hey, man.
Look, American
I'm a
blood right
Renaissance
there, you
man.
know?
No, I just feel like if you're in the mood.
How
for,
do I go?
like,
How do I go from podcasting to sourdough bread? There ain't no way to figure out where I'm gonna go next.
you
just never know.
Renaissance man.
Yeah. So I walked in there. Now I'm like, I'm gonna do this by myself. Yeah. I'm way too old. Again, I'm way too old to be like, now I'm gonna go and try this by myself. And I'm rehearsing with my dad. I'm like, what should I say? Like, this. And my dad's like, just, you see me go.
Yeah, it's really not hard. That's what the one thing I say. I could go and do things by myself. I just don't have the credit and finances to do most of this stuff
Right.
by myself.
So I go in there. I go to this place, and I'm like, I'll take
this one.
I'll take the Challenger. So I go in there. This guy talks to me, and we're dealing with stuff. And right away, they just these guys are conniving.
Very conniving.
They're like,
especially when you walk in, they're like, "Yeah, we got an easy
Yeah,
one."
they
exactly.
definitely,
They're
definitely
fucking-
saw me. I was dressed like
They're
you.
circling, waiting for you to get in there.
Yeah, it was Shark Week in the Chic.
Look at this tasty seal.
I have a seal. They were ready to club me over the head. So I get there and I'm sitting down with this guy and I'm a little nervous and I'm like, but I'm trying to act confident, you know? And
we know that's hard for you.
yeah. So I get to the point where I'm like, I want low 300s. I want my payments low 300s a month. That's what I want. And he starts off at like 490 is where he started off with me, right? So I'm like, we got to go lower.
But I said 300s.
Yeah. So then he gets me down. They do the move where they go to the back
In the
room.
back
I gotta
room,
see if I
they
can
sit
get
there
this
and they
for you.
fucking jerk off for a few minutes
Yeah,
and then come
yeah,
back out and say,
Comes
I
back out.
tried.
And now he goes 375. And I'm like, I gotta call my dad. And I'm like, they're telling me this. So now I put my dad on the phone with the guy. Yeah, I'm like, Dad, and my dad's good with that. He's like, I can hear my dad yelling at the guy over the phone. He's like, just tell me what is. I don't even
What's
know the
the
words.
lowest?
Yeah.
Well, he probably wants to see what's included in that 375.
Exactly. It was the including of.
The whole thing is you want to make sure you're getting how many miles. Like, are you leasing this or?
I was looking to lease. Yeah.
So when you're leasing it, you want to know if you're putting money down because you should never really put money down in a lease.
Right.
Because it's not your car, so you're not really putting it towards anything.
Well, putting the money down goes to saving with the monthly payment.
But
and I have a few bucks saved up where I was like I could afford to.
I hear you, but as somebody who's leased a bunch of cars and
I've always
family
leased.
who always leases, they're big firm believers of not putting money down.
I get that, but it's a little it's.
But the big thing is getting the miles and getting things put in it like oil changes and
Yeah.
maintenance on the car that you have to do throughout the lease. To
Yeah.
get the length of the lease. That stuff you should always push for.
I was pushing for that, and my miles I drive to the city a lot, so that's an issue.
I do 15,000 miles a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, 15. But I accidentally said 10, and this guy starts quoting me for 10s, and then my dad's like, no. So now I'm texting my dad. I'm like, he might get it down. So now we get to the point he's gone back and forth 5 times, and I'm at the verge of walking away.
Agreeing or walking away?
Of walking away with a Dodge Challenger today.
For
very
a
close.
terrible deal.
I am
Yes.
gonna walk away with the car that you just sold me.
But I got him down. So here's what I said. I said, you get it down to, he comes out 375, and then I'm like, if you can get it down early, mid 300s, then we have a deal. And he goes, we talking like 325? I'm like, 325, we have a deal, I say to him. And I know nothing about deals, right? And the guy sees that. He sees it.
Can you start? I wish I had off today. I would have loved to go with you on this.
God, I would have loved if you were there. I needed a pal. So what this guy does, he goes, all right, well, I'm going to go back. And if you can get it down to 325, we have a deal, right? I'm like, yes, sir. And I'm also on my phone with my dad. And my dad's like, walk, get out of there. Get out of there. We
gotta
talk.
get out
He's
of
like,
there.
abort. But he's
Abort, get out!
But he also realizes I'm being independent, so he's like, all right, buddy. But if you feel like,
Because he wants you to make
yes,
the decision.
Yes, I know. So I'm like, oh, I'm sweating. And then the guy goes,
Can I say one thing I think
Yeah.
that would be the best advice that I can give you would be the first time you want to do something like this on by yourself, go with a friend who you're not making the decision, but you have somebody.
you're really enjoying that
I'm
sourdough.
really enjoying this.
You have somebody
I know.
like who's not making this decision, who has nothing to do with it.
But somebody did.
They're
talk
just
to
there.
Someone objective. who can
Just
say
to be
this
like,
deal fucking
Dude,
sucks.
that deal's trash.
I need a little
or
muscle.
it
I need a
sounds-
little muscle.
Just
well,
yeah,
you're
or
gonna-
somebody to push you.
This is gonna make your.
We would probably get into a fight.
Yeah. This is gonna make your writing back to the. I'm right up there with responding to the fake boss. So this is what the guy says. So he goes, all right, this is what we're gonna do. If I get a 325, we have a deal. He's like, I just need your credit card. I'm not gonna charge you, and I need you to. And I'm like, okay. And I gave him my card, and he goes and sign this paper. So
Never sign anything.
I know, but the paper was basically nonsense. It was like what he was writing on, I'm like, I know this
Because
isn't a
he
legal
wants you to
process.
agree to it and say you signed this so he can make you feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
It's a sales
Well,
pitch.
I'll tell you what they did. They took my card.
And that thing probably says you could bring my card for...
No. What they did, they held me hostage because I had my card. So when he came back, he's like, we could only get down to 345. And then I'm like, well, then you said 320.
Can I have my credit card back?
So that's when it starts. Dude, he went 3 or 4 times back and wouldn't give me my credit card. I was stuck there.
Can I say one thing?
Sure, you can say many things. I'm embarrassed. Go.
You shouldn't be embarrassed. That's when you tell the guy, because he's just trying to close the deal.
Yes.
He's not letting you walk out of there.
And that's why he got my credit card.
But that's why you tell him, stop. You have to be blunt with these people.
Eventually
Stop
I did.
walking back
Yeah,
there.
that's when you have to say.
Well,
Like, yeah,
no,
at
fuck
some
you.
point you gotta
I'm
be
not buying
like,
a car from
well,
you.
I'm not
You're
gonna
broke.
you would be like, even
No.
if I'm gonna buy a car now, I would not buy one from you.
Exactly.
Can I have my card, my
So
card
that's what I
back?
did. So what I say to him, and which was very possible, I said to him, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Because he goes, then he started saying, all right, if I can get it down to 325, but then you have to do something with plates and extra whatever.
Probably making you go out and do all the plate shit instead of him handling it.
And I was like, all right, well, here's what we're going to do. I
This
was
guy's
like,
eating that whole loaf of fucking
because
bread.
it's delicious.
Starving.
And how dare
No.
you?
And
Now I know he hasn't eaten today, and he's just
All right,
hungry.
Chic, how dare you? How
Stop
dare
drawing
you?
attention to the bread. What happened with the card? I'm trying to do it discreet.
Yeah. My God, they don't care.
He's trying to do it discreet as he's fucking...
Well, the mics can't hear that.
We're over the bread segment. Let him enjoy my bread. Let him enjoy my yeast.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh, I mixed it with my own hands.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Did you
I
wash them?
Of course, you always wash your hands.
Yeah, he washed him and then fingered his asshole.
Oh, gross. So anyway,
Where the yeast comes from.
so what happens is I tell the guy, I'm like, all right, here's what I want to do. I live right down the block. I'm gonna get my dad. We're gonna come back. I told him, I was like, listen, I just would feel more comfortable with my father.
I just feel more comfortable as a 35-year-old
I feel more comfortable with my
He's
daddy.
looking at
just
your
walking through.
ID, and he's
Yeah.
like, this fucking guy needs his daddy?
So this is what he does. I'm like, he goes, okay, and he goes back, and he comes back again and doesn't bring my card. And he sits down, and I'm like, all right, well, I need my card. I'm like, what is this guy gonna tell me? And I'm just sitting there, like a lump on a log, like, all right, what next? I'm not making any moves at this point. And he goes, they want to know why you, and he sort of laughs a little bit. He's like, because I'm expecting him to give me another deal. Like, all right, listen, we got it down to 300.
Just get what he said.
And he goes, so my boss wants to know why you need your dad here. How embarrassing is that? And that's all they could say? Because they ran out of things. Like, why does this man need his dad here to buy a car?
That's so true, though.
Because they were they're like, why? Like, we had a deal.
That's what I'm mind-boggling to me, because I think you could have handled this.
Of course I could have handled it
I
better.
just don't understand why you would say that.
That's all I knew what to do.
I gotta call my dad real quick.
And I was like, I'm gonna come back with my dad, and he still didn't give me my card. So then I got pissed. And I got up, and he went back one more time.
No bread for you guys.
I told him, I said, just give me my card. Just give me my card.
I'm embarrassed. Please give me my card.
Yeah. So he walks over to the.
I'm like blown away right now with
I
this
know.
experience.
So now he walks over to the manager, who's like at the front desk of the car dealership, and I follow him, and he doesn't see me following, but I see the manager eyeing me. He's like, "What is this guy doing?" And I walk over there, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Give me my. And I see my card sitting there on the desk. I'm like, just give me my card. And the guy goes, of course, sir. And he gives me my card, and then I just storm off. I'm like, I was gonna come back. Now I'm not coming back. It's over. It's over now. And there's other people looking at me. I freaked out, man.
Did everybody go home to your parents and things?
Why don't you go home to your daddy?
You can't fucking talk shit when you're the one who's going home to daddy.
I know.
Yeah,
It was a whole. Listen, it was a whole experience.
Oh my god.
Very.
And like here, I'm one, but our experiences are totally different.
Yeah.
because I don't necessarily need them to talk or anything for me. I like to handle everything. It's just when it comes down to the financial part where it's like, all right, now I need my parents because my credit is so bad.
Yeah, all right.
We need to run that.
My credit's okay.
I need this one to co-sign. If anything's got to get paid today, they're spotting me.
My credit was okay. I just my dad's better with the deals. I don't know.
The last time, like, I went and got the car, and then really it was just like, all right, Dad, we're about to do the finance part.
Yeah, time for you to step in.
Stop in. Can you give them your social, please? That's why I laugh too when people tell me like there's a hack
on you.
Okay, so that's the other idea. Do you know how you guys hear about that Capital One hack?
I did, yeah.
So
No, I
got
didn't hear this.
my there was something with Capital One where some nut job loves guns and
She looked crazy, huh?
She's some crazy
Yeah.
nut job basically hacked Capital One and got everybody's information.
Ooh,
Apparently, I was compromised because I did like
Dude.
Capital One had like a thing where they could send
man.
it, you fill in your information, it tells you if you were compromised or not, and then there's like you could either get, so this is it's hysterical. They give you the option of getting I think it's like a 3-year credit. You basically have like a credit, something that checks your credit and make sure that this shit doesn't happen again for like 3 years for free. Or you can get like a cash payout of $140, which I might not get till like end of next year. And depending on how many people request it, depends on the number you get. So it was like $140. It's probably going to be like $5 when all's said and done, if you get anything. But of course, I went for the cash
That's a lot of
settlement.
money, man, right?
And my whole thing is and I know this is dumb. Because you don't want your information out there, but like, let's say somebody stole my social.
Well, what are they doing with your social?
If they stole my social, they realize they can't get a credit card.
Fuck, this guy's
They
broke.
can't get any loans. Fucking best thing they could do is build my credit back up.
We're gonna need this guy's parents'
Like, yeah,
social
we
as
got
well for do anything.
I think we should help this guy.
I think this guy needs help. Give him his card back. Fuck. Start a GoFundMe.
It's fucking funny, dude.
So that
Yeah.
my credit card was one of the all my shit
Wow,
was
of course it
partially
was.
compromised. I don't even give a fuck. I don't even know what was going on until somebody sent it to us. But so,
Yeah. Well, so the journey will continue. I am in the.
So what I
midst of
want to say
finding
is
a
I
car.
know a guy is a card broker, basically.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of
Now
this.
what this guy does, and before you say, "Oh, I'm going to set you up," I used them once. My parents used them. My brother used them. My cousin used them, and my other cousin used them. Like I know a lot of people who used them, and everybody's had pleasant experiences.
And you just give them what you want to
You
spend.
basically tell them what you want to spend. Obviously, if your credit and whatever is
Hey, my
not
credit's
up to
good. My
no, I'm
credit's
just
good.
saying though, like it's all within reason. You can't just be like, I want to pay $120, and no matter what
Right.
your situation is,
Of
like that's
course,
not how
of
it
course.
is. But you tell them like, this is what I can put down, or I don't want to put anything. Like I told them, no money down. This is what I can afford a month. What do we? And it basically was like, all right, you can't use your credit. You got to have a cosigner. So that's how I got mine.
All right.
And he'll get you the exact car you want, and he'll get it from even another state if he has to. He's just got.
And he'll bring it here.
Yeah, this whole thing is he deliver.
Oh,
You
that's
do
kinda
not have to step foot into a dealer. All you have to do is have your phone ready, so when he texts you, you can tell him because he's on the spot. Like, do you care if it's red? These are the color options. These are the like. You make sure you get what you want, and. It wasn't like you pay this crazy dealer fee. Like
Yeah.
it was cheaper
What
than
am I
going
paying
to-
him though?
I don't know where he makes his money. I think it's somewhere with the dealership.
He's probably got a deal with
He's
you.
got to deal with either
Yeah.
the dealership or it's worked into the deal that you're getting. But I promise you, I have at least a few cars, and my parent, like, you're not paying. There was nothing more expensive going through him than a
Right.
dealer, but he goes and does everything. And there's
Okay.
plenty of guys who do this. It's not like it's an
No,
uncommon
I
thing.
have heard of this.
Yeah, and I promise you, for somebody who only has one day off during the week,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you're not
this might
good
work.
at dealers,
Yeah.
this is the best way
Yeah,
to
this
go.
might help.
And while you were
Alright,
telling
yeah.
the story, I sent you his information.
I saw it. Yep, I got it. What are you supposed to text this guy?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what you do. I never met the guy once yet. I still have no idea what he looks like.
Where is he from?
How'd you get your car?
Because he dropped it off at my house.
I mean,
I told you I had a cosigner and all that, so I didn't really have to be there for the actual. It was while I was at work. It got delivered to my house. You just need somebody there to sign the paperwork.
Wow.
He
All
brings
right.
it to you.
that's
All
pretty
right,
cool.
I like that.
Yeah, and maybe it was actually very convenient, and I like him. I recommend anybody if you want his information, I'll give it to you. Just send me a DM.
Okay, all
A
right.
new sponsor?
By the way, yeah, it's a new sponsor. And if you want some sourdough bread starter, you're looking to do your own sour bread, send me a DM.
Nobody's
Now-
ever gonna want your sourdough.
Well, I hope they will. Now, I watched a movie I reviewed a movie.
Yeah,
Can I get into it?
we can, but how?
I feel like it's gonna be something gay.
Oh, it's gonna be long, and I want to hear a little bit.
You can cut me off.
We're gonna cut him off because he wrote a
Midsummer Night
6-page.
in Dustin's world.
We're
Well-
not even gonna to butter it up. He wrote a 7-page review,
Oh.
and I told him if it gets to be ridiculously boring, I'm chopping it off. So let's get him going.
I didn't have any stand-up sets this weekend, so I
He
left.
had time.
So instead of those boring stories,
he has time.
He has.
So I was left to my own devices, and I spent Thursday night. I was home, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? All chicks talk about Tarantino and all this stuff. I was going through my movies, and the one movie I never saw from Quentin Tarantino was The Hateful Eight. I've never seen it.
Which one did you watch?
What?
Which one did you watch?
I never saw The Hateful Eight.
But which one? Okay, you watched it on Netflix?
So it was around 10 o'clock, and I go to see The Hateful Eight, and I go to start it. And I realized pretty quickly, it's a 3.5-hour movie or something crazy.
It's about 2 and 45, I think.
No,
It's-
3. It's at
But
least
that's why
3.
I'm asking you. Did you watch the 4? Okay, Quentin Tarantino, and he might do this with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but they don't know yet. It's just a rumor.
There was an extended version, right?
It's not even. It's an extended version, but they broke it down into a 4-part series.
Oh, okay.
So it's like 4-hour-long parts of the movie. It's like 4 hours in total, but they break it down. And it's not a straight. Like you could watch two episodes, and you have 2 left. But he's also got the full movie on there anyway, so you can watch either or.
Sidebar. How cool is that thing I sent you on Facebook?
Excellent.
It's like a photo of how they were filming that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They were like doing the freeway scene, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't see it yet, but they don't use actual freeway lights. Like they get like these big crane things
Oh, really?
to hold spotlights over.
Because
the
they need a
actual
lot of the
freeway.
lighter.
Oh, that's
Yeah, they need a lot more light than
Yeah.
probably those offer.
How crazy is
That
that?
is
shit?
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I'll post that on the story.
That's cool.
I just thought it was awesome.
I gotta see.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, no, it was. It was pretty sick. But yeah,
So being that it was 10 o'clock, I'm about to watch Hateful Eight, and I say, you know what? I'm not going to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to find a movie that suits my time limit better. So I found this movie.
I was just so excited that this was going to be on the Hateful Eight.
Nope. It's about the 1996 film Dunstan Checks In, starring Jason Alexander and Paul Rubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman. Have you guys seen it? Have you seen Dunstan
Watch it
Checks
every
In?
day.
You gonna do this with a straight face? This review?
Have you seen Dunstan Checks In?
I haven't seen it in
No.
God knows when, to the point I don't remember much of it. But yes, that's with the fucking monkey.
Yes.
Wait, you've seen it?
Yeah, this is like when I was a kid. It was like
Oh.
you know
It
what
was
I
from
mean?
'96.
I was
Jason
12 years old.
Alexander, a.k.a.
And that's George.
George Costanza from Seinfeld, and Paul Rubens, a.k.a.
Yeah,
Pee Wee
I
Herman.
remember seeing it.
Faye
I
Dunaway is in it?
don't remember anything about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it.
Please give us the.
The film starts off in a posh hotel called the Majestic. A child who seems to live in the vents of the hotel wall is going about his day causing mischief with his older brother. That's how the movie starts. Okay.
Is this just you're gonna tell us what happens in the whole movie?
I'm going to give you a recap.
So this isn't a review.
It's not. This
This is nothing other than anybody who hasn't seen the movie. We're giving a recap.
I
of
have
Dunstan
reviews.
Checks In.
I have reviews of it, but I want to give the background of the film.
I gotta get a gist of what's going on before I hear
You
more.
do need to get a
Yeah,
gist.
because this sounds retarded.
Mr. Grant is the hotel manager played by Jason Alexander. And we come to find out that that's the young delinquent's father,
You
is
gotta laugh
Jason
at joint
Alexander.
for this one.
Okay?
You want a cigarette?
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
The name of the hotel may have been called the Cliche Lodge because this film was filled with cliches.
Oh, he wrote jokes.
He wrote jokes. He actually wrote jokes in this. I can't. Please go.
I'm talking
Continue.
Cliche City. More on that later. The children who live in the hotel with their father, the hotel manager, George Costanza, just want
The
dad.
camera's trying to shut itself off.
The camera already quit.
Just want dad to
Did it?
take
Oh.
off from work. They insinuate the mother had recently passed away throughout this whole thing.
Is that like a major theme?
No, it is in the beginning. They do a lot of like, you know, if mom were here, you know, a lot, but they never say that she passed away. But my theory is the children's mother was tired living in a hotel room and left the family.
I don't blame her.
For a man that could provide decent living conditions.
I feel like it's pretty expensive to live in a hotel room though.
Yeah, but if you're working there as the general manager, you're probably in like the
room and board for free.
Yeah, but you're in like the.
You're not in the nice room.
You're in the working.
Yeah.
As the film gets underway, we learn the hotel is gearing up for the Crystal Ball. You know, it's this annual event. It's the Crystal Ball is the social event of the season.
Oh my God! If we've ever done a podcast where we're gonna lose people, this is it.
Good. There's a lot of big time guests and arrivals, and if everything goes smooth, the Majestic Hotel will get its 6 stars. Not 5 stars. They want 6 stars.
They're shooting above and beyond.
Yeah. Jason Alexander then tells his kids. Now I thought this was a funny line. He goes, "Stay out of trouble, or I'll be skewered, roasted, and served as dead duck flambé." A lot of funny lines in this film.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, I thought that was a funny line from the film.
It was. It's hilarious. You delivered it perfectly.
Yeah, well, as the fancy hotel guests begin to arrive, we are introduced to Lord Rutledge, a Scott Disick lookalike with an overbite and a mustache. Can you see who he looks like? Am I painting a picture? He carries with him a big trunk. He carries with him a big trunk. In that trunk, we are introduced to the film's protagonist, a monkey named Dustin. Dustin, we soon find out, is a thief. He's a monkey thief. His master,
That's right, he steals things.
Lord Rutledge, commands him to steal the gold and jewels in the hotel.
The gold and jewels?
Yeah, apparently in this hotel there's just gold bullions
just hanging out?
Hanging out and just laying around the rooms of the hotel.
Sensing a couple plot holes in this thing.
Who goes to a hotel and brings a chest of jewels, you know?
Depends. What is he doing with the jewels? Did they tell you?
No. The monkey's going into other people's rooms and stealing the jewels and gold bricks.
Oh, that's
Who's bringing gold bricks?
That's what I want to know. That's where I start
They're
going
eating
sour on the
Jesus?
film.
But,
That's where
okay.
you're going sour.
I can't believe you wasted your time
I'm
watching
not
this movie and reviewing it,
Oh,
because
yeah.
this wasn't even a good movie when we were younger.
So, this seems like it's going to be a movie about a monkey playing dress up, because every room Dunstan breaks into, he does one of these movie montages of him wearing women's clothes. And then he would just steal the jewels, you know?
So instead of doing stand-up this week, B decided to practice his reviews comedy.
Well, this isn't comedy, this is an actual review.
No, he's serious.
If Dunstan, and here's the other thing that goes on throughout, there's no fluidity in this movie. It's very...
Just like this review.
There wasn't a lot. Yeah. If Dunstan doesn't steal, Lord Rutledge beats him with a stick. There was a lot of like weird...
Oh, wait, so the monkey's a slave?
Yeah, he's a slave
He's
to...
stealing for somebody.
He's stealing for a guy.
And he gets beat if he doesn't
And he gets beat with a stick.
That's horrible.
Now here's where the film gets fuzzy for me.
Oh, this is where.
The boy, one of the boys that lives in the hotel, you know, Jason Alexander's
The
kid,
one that lives in the vents?
he out of nowhere offers to take another hotel guest's dog for a walk. But instead of taking the dog for a walk on the street like a normal person, he decides to take the boy upstairs and accidentally drops the dog off the roof of the hotel. Inexplicably.
Was it an accident, or is that what he said?
You can say these words. You don't have to read them. You wrote them.
Inexplicably, the dog lands in a dumpster. Now you understand that.
How many pages do you have left?
And that's where the boy.
Please tell me how many pages you have left.
Well, we're just at the point where the boy met Dunstan.
Wait, this is a major. This is a plot point.
I just wanted to fast forward to how many more
Okay,
pages.
well, the next hour of the film is filled with nonsense, cliche moments. Dunstan causes trouble throughout the hotel. The hotel owner, Faye Dunaway, is getting a massage and very non-discreetly asks for a happy ending.
Oh.
She goes,
what?
Yes!
From the monkey, or
No, from the masseuse, she goes, Mr. So-and-so is out of town, you know, do that thing.
There's so many PG movies
that have a lot of
Yeah.
sex
that have
shit
so
in
much sexual shit.
Yeah.
in them.
And another cliche moment, as the guy goes in to get different oil, then Dunstan the monkey comes out and starts massaging her.
Massaging.
And then, you know, word gets out that there's monkey business all around the hotel. Yeah.
He couldn't wait to say that. He
That was his
wanted to
favorite
say
line.
monkey business.
How long did it
this whole
take
time.
you to write that line?
I read it. I wrote it as I was reading, watching. A call is made to animal control, and in walks Pee Wee Herman. Now you must remember this was pre 9/11, so.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, I'll tell you what it
Twin
has to
Towers
do.
were in it?
No, what it has to do is a monkey in the hotel was a high level security threat. Pee Wee Herman.
I'm trying not to laugh on the fucking jokes that should fall on deaf ears.
Pee Wee Herman, aka Animal Control, walks in and he states out loud to nobody in particular, "I have enough tranquilizers to kill every monkey in this hotel," which is like
Now
weird.
this just sounds racist.
It's a
this
very
is like some
yes.
1960s racism.
It's very weird. But then he walks around with a golf bag as if he plans to beat the monkeys with his clubs. The kid now is attached to the thief monkey and decides to step in and save Dunstan. And he goes about that by checking the monkey in to a hotel suite and dressing him up as an old Asian doctor. I swear to God, this is the plot.
Well, that's the best way to do it.
The boy then orders. He then orders. Now this is a very important part of the film.
Oh, okay.
The boy orders.
I was waiting for one of those.
He to throw people off. He orders the monkey a banana split with extra bananas. Now my problem here is that they had no reason to check the monkey into the hotel because they were already into the hotel. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, totally.
Now
See, just talking about the name of the movie.
yeah. Now back to Lord Rutledge, who brought the monkey in.
He's an asshole.
Lord, I like how his name's Lord.
Lord Rutledge. It's played by a famous actor who I regrettably forget the name.
What's he in? Anything else?
Yeah, we'll find out later. Lord Rutledge now realizes that chaos is happening, and he has to find his missing monkey, but he doesn't want people to know that he brought the monkey in there because he's trying to steal, right? So Lord Rutledge somehow hacks into the room service and sees an excessive amount of banana splits sent to one hotel room, and he realizes that must be Duncan, his monkey. You know, he puts it all together. And as the monkey business is taking place, that you have to remember the crystal ball is being destroyed.
What crystal ball?
The crystal ball was, as I mentioned earlier, on
I
page 2.
thought they were stealing jewels.
Well, yeah, what you mentioned 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, the crystal, but you didn't stop me yet, and I was waiting for somebody to stop me, and we've gotten right to the last page.
Well,
no.
that's why at this point.
I thought they were stealing golden bricks and shit.
Right, but at the same time, Jason Alexander, the father of the kid, he had to do this crystal ball, which was for them to get a 6-star review. You know, they weren't happy with a 5-star
No,
review.
it's gotta be
They had to be the
reasonable.
first hotel in Manhattan with a 6-star review. Chaos erupts, and it was just cliches after cliches. People falling into cakes, water fountains being squirted, which is never funny. And Jason Alexander at the end of the movie. Now, this movie doesn't, as bad as this story is as bad as this movie was. Because at the end of the movie, Jason Alexander gets fired. But then he goes, you know what, it's okay. I want to spend more time with my kids. And then as they're wrapping up the what?
Wait,
No,
please
go,
don't
please.
stop now.
Oh.
Now I need to know what happened.
So at the end of the film, they're wrapping up, and the kids say to their dad, George Costanza, "Can we keep him?" And he goes, "Maybe we'll find a nice zoo." And then they cut to him and the family at they're at the Majestic Hotel in Bali, wherever that is.
Indonesia.
Yeah, in Indonesia, and it ends with the monkey just throwing a coconut on George Costanza. Now, if I had to review this, I would give it 2.5 buckets of popcorn out of a possible 10. It was a terrible movie, and I don't recommend it to anybody.
Okay.
All right.
I can't believe we just did that on Dunstan Checks In.
You like it?
No.
You know,
I thought that was
kinda wanna
terrible.
watch it now, actually.
Now I want you to watch it. I want
Where
to
can
hear
I
you.
watch it?
Oh, you can watch it anywhere.
I'm not watching.
No, where? But like where?
I watch it on demand.
Netflix. I have to buy it.
I don't know. I didn't buy it.
All right.
It might be on Netflix.
What demand was it on?
Yeah, what could?
Like, you're not giving
you can
him
watch
anything.
it anywhere.
Where did you find it and where did you watch
How
it?
did you watch it?
Gee, I forgot. It was as forgettable as the movie. Well, I guess the point of the story is, it's difficult to. I always give you a lot of crap about your reviews, and it's difficult to review a movie.
And it's even more difficult to review a movie that you can't say anything about other than you just want people to see it.
That's a good point.
I told you when I got yelled at for actual.
Well, you used to spoil it, yeah.
Because I used to say too much about what I was picking and why I liked it.
Right, and
I realized if I just want people to go see it, I just really got to say what it is. It's cool, it's good, and that's it. Next.
Yeah. and I told the whole plot of the entire movie.
And now there's no reason to see that movie.
Well, no, because then, you know what? I guarantee that there's some holes in my story. So maybe you pick out the holes.
I will not watch that again. That was so bad.
It was one of the
coming
worst.
up with my own image of what's happening.
Yes.
And I want to see if my image matches.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like a haunted mansion type of situation. I don't think
it was
that's
pretty. It was pretty awful.
Well, I'm gonna give my 3 picks then, since we still just went through that whole shit. Mine are gonna be relatively quick.
Okay, good.
Real quick.
Did you do the Disney?
I am in the process. I was talking to B about that. I said I tried doing the movies and I realized I need.
No.
Yes, that's Dunstan. I'm sorry.
I need to
Hold on a second. This is the monkey?
Yeah. He dresses up. He dresses in costume.
That's not what I was picturing at all.
What kind of monkey were you thinking?
I thought it was a cartoon.
No.
Or like one of those, like the monkeys of CGI and everybody else.
No, this is in 1996, buddy.
Yeah, it was a real
I
monkey.
thought you guys didn't have things.
No, we had things.
No, there's 3 quick little picks, 2 movies and a series. One is Snowfall, which is on FX. Probably I think it's 2 or 3 seasons in. It's about the creation and rise of crack in LA during the 80s. And it ties in this Israeli supplier, the CIA, these like guys who live in the friggin' ghetto, and it's like young kids and like their family, and then like this cartel, and it's just like
this is making me want to watch Dunstan Checks In again.
They all the stories all entwine. It's pretty cool. One of my favorite shows that's on right now, honestly. Like not just this time, like right now that I'm actively watching. It's one of my favorite shows. The other ones are 2 movies that just came out on Netflix last week. One is Mission of Honor. It's a movie based on a true story. It's a group of Polish pilots who were basically looking to fight for the Allies during World War II.
That's just funny.
And they wound up fighting for the English Army, the RAF, during the Battle of Britain, and they are like kill them. They have like they say their numbers were the best in all of the British pilots.
Well, that's cool.
As far as their kill
Is
ratio
it
and stuff.
a recreation though, or like a?
No, it's an actual movie based on true events, and the main character is Ramsay Bolton from GOT, from Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay, sweet.
And it's awesome. The other movie I just watched wasn't as good as the World War II one, but I still liked it. It's called The Red Sea Diving Resort. It's on Netflix too.
I don't like the name. It's a little too long and
that's just the name of the resort, though.
It
It is what it is. It's basically about Ethiopian Jewish refugees in the late 70s and early 80s. How I believe it was the Israeli government and the English who created a fake hotel to basically sneak these refugees in and out of
Is it like a Hotel
Ethiopia.
Rwanda type of?
It was a genocide. The movie itself isn't as graphic and isn't as, it's a different type of story than what they're doing in Hotel Rwanda. But it's basically them getting refugees out of Ethiopia to safety using this fake hotel It was like an
That's pretty
abandoned
cool. I didn't
hotel.
even know about that.
I
kind of
never
stuff.
knew. Yeah, I didn't even know about this. I didn't know much about this either. To
And that's
be
on
honest
Netflix,
with you.
you said?
Yeah, and this happened in
totally
like the
watch
early '80s, I think. But Chris Evans is the main character in it.
Oh,
They both came out on Netflix. Both fairly about 2-hour movies, but they were both good. I
Okay.
enjoyed them. I
That's
recommend
awesome.
people go see them.
I like that.
And Snowfall, I honestly, I've been trying to tell people to see that. It is one of my favorite TV shows right now. So go check it out.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
How are we for time right now?
We're
By the way, I apologize for my Dunstan Checks In review. I get the feeling you
No, I
guys
didn't.
didn't enjoy that. But I went on Wikipedia to check it out, and the film had received overwhelmingly negative reviews from critics and holds a 12% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
12%?
12%.
That's got to be historically bad.
Yeah.
What's the worst movie
Somebody
ever
said-
rated on Rotten Tomatoes?
Washington Post called it gut-wrenchingly bad.
Wow. And you know what? I remember it being bad.
Yeah.
That
That might be one of the... and Faye Dunaway's performance got her a nomination for Worst Supporting Actress. So...
Wow.
So this
Wow.
might be a fun movie just to watch and you know
just see
and,
what one of
and
the
hate
worst
on.
movies of all time is.
Because there really wasn't any. The movie didn't work for me in many ways. But I apologize for my long rambling review, and you know I understand many of you might have checked out of my Dunstan Checks In, but
You know what? People probably listening to be like, what the fuck? But I was just amazed that you took the time to write that much of a shitty review.
Yeah.
I like Chris.
what do you do on a
yeah.
Thursday? You know I
No, but like The
I like
Hateful
to-
Eight would have been a great movie to pick apart like that.
All right, but this was a 90-minute film.
Can you pick apart The Hateful Eight next, and we'll give you a chance
It's
to
going to be at
read?
least 14 pages.
Yeah, it's gonna
No,
be a lot.
because I don't think it would need to be that long.
I want to watch The Hateful Eight also, though.
There's not that much stuff that goes on in The Hateful Eight.
So it's 3 hours
regard-
long and nothing happens?
No, but it all takes place. Okay, there's a carriage ride, and then they're in the room, and it's one. That's why some people didn't love it. I
Sounds
loved it
boring
because
as fuck.
it's not though. I mean, it's a typical Darren.
Is that one of your
Tarantino flick.
favorites?
Not one of my favorites. No.
I fell asleep.
I mean,
like
some of
midway
his is
through.
so good for me to put that as one of my favorites, but I
was just
thoroughly.
rewatching Inglourious Bastards. Oh, what a
Yeah.
He must be doing something with Netflix because right now, Reservoir Dogs was on there, and I think it just came off.
Oh, I
But
know.
right now, Pulp Fiction's on there.
Well,
Jackie
Netflix-
Brown is on there.
Yeah.
Hateful Eight is on there. Inglorious Bastards is on there, and that Hateful Eight re-edit or whatever.
Oh, so the re-edit's on Netflix.
But
Yeah,
Netflix
it's 4
also
episodes.
knows
Okay,
that
yeah, I'll watch
Quentin
that.
Tarantino has a new movie out, so he knows people are gonna
Yeah,
wanna.
did you also hear the rumor what he's doing with that? I just read an article from somebody who sent it to me, a friend of mine, that he just put out like. Basically, there might be an extended version of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
Yeah, you said
that's
that.
done like Hateful Eight that comes out on Netflix.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Where
But-
it's going to be like 4 hours, and they might actually also do. It's not because the movie's coming out.
Yeah, but Netflix also knows everybody wants to watch Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yes, but he still
but
has
he
to
still
agree
has
to it.
sell it to them.
He still has to sell
Yeah.
it. He still has
Here's my
to.
question to you, Chic. So this was his 9th film, and he's doing one more.
Yeah, well, the rumor has it he wants to do 10, and then he's done.
You better get
Kill
it.
Bill is
Do you
considered
think
one
it
movie.
comes out on Netflix?
No,
Ooh, that's a good.
The
He'll
way
do what
it's
he did
going,
on this.
You don't think?
no, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't say never and no, but no, I
You
don't.
basically just said something must be going on with Quentin Tarantino and
Well, he
Netflix.
definitely-
But he still
Deal with
released
that.
the movie in theaters, and then he had an extra version on Netflix.
Also,
Okay.
who's?
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm
It
talking
also
about
matters like who published those, who like actually owns those.
Yeah,
things, you know
exactly.
what I mean, I doubt he owns those.
Jackie Brown. For those who haven't seen that, is one of his. It's one of Tarantino's better films too, and that's on there right now. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna
song
watch
that I sent you
Yeah.
was the opening song
I
for
know.
Jackie Brown.
Yep.
I sent him a song the other day because it
Bobby
got me
Womack.
thinking about when we were jamming out on it. Bobby Womack's across 110th Street.
Yeah.
Woo!
So,
But yeah,
well, guys.
I wanted to talk about my sleep test.
Oh,
we-
God.
we know.
Wait, hold on. You
How
took
much
a
time do
sleep-
we have?
We have time.
Okay.
We've gone an hour 12. So
All right,
actually
perfect.
-5 because we started late. So an
That's
hour.
fine.
Yeah.
So basically, as you guys know, I don't sleep well, and I've been saying I have sleep apnea. Plus, I smoke like a fucking chimney with cigarettes and pot.
Yeah.
So, my doctor's been telling me that they think I have sleep apnea and I should go get it checked out. I didn't have insurance until the new job kicks in after 3 months. So I finally have insurance. Go to my doctor a couple months ago. I told you my results were good. They give me the sleep study, so my appointment finally came up for me to go see the pulmonologist. What are they? Pulmonary doctor?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Pulmonologist.
To what they do is they check your breathing, your sleeping. It's like everything's all intertwined. So I'm talking to my doctor. He's asking me, do you smoke cigarettes? Yes. How much? I'm like, a pack a day. Do you smoke pot? Yes. How often? Every single day. He's like, oh, double, like whatever. I'm overweight. Like basically everything's saying. And then he was asking me,
up against you.
do you snore? Yes. Do you wake up
Did you
like
say that
choking?
you snore in your when you're awake as well?
No.
Because you do.
Okay.
You don't think you do? He does.
He's like, yeah, you pretty much have sleep apnea, but we still got to get it tested. But I would also like you to take some breathing tests first, just whatever, like lung tests. So I'm like, all right. So I got to go wait in the waiting room, and then I come back in, and there's basically like this tube that I keep on having to blow in, but it's like, breathe normal for a couple minutes. Then deep breath in, hold it till you like can't, your face is turning red till you can't hold it, and then it's like spit it out, like blow it out, and then like when you think it's out, and it's like, but you have to like keep on blowing. You don't even feel like you're blowing any air out. So like I had to do this. I was in there for like 15 minutes.
People pass out during this?
Well, that's what I was asking them, and she goes, you did very well, because I actually did all the tests except for one on the first try.
Wow.
But I didn't know how good I did. I just got them done.
Yeah.
So I do all the tests. I'm like, no joke, dying from it. They give you like a breathing treatment too, and then they redo a lot of the
You
tests.
sweating during this? Like,
I was getting a little flush. They probably were. I mean,
heavy.
Yeah, like breathing heavy, like whatever. I'm like, wow, like they just put me through the fucking.
Yeah.
So
I'm almost an Olympic athlete if you think about it.
This reminds me of the '93 Hawks.
So he calls me back in, and he gets all my results, and he goes, well, this is interesting.
That's not something you want to hear.
That's not something you want to hear.
Not something you wanna hear.
So I'm like, fuck, what's wrong? He's like, no. I'm like, no? Like, so he starts going over each thing, and he's like, your lungs are pretty good, surprisingly. Like, I thought they would be a little worse than they are, but right now you're in pretty good shape. He goes, what's interesting to me is that we gave you that breathing treatment because if you don't have asthma, it won't affect the results. They'll mimic each other. But if you do the results, take the treatment, and then your results improve, it's because you have asthma. Asthma is like a blockage or whatever. I don't really know exactly.
What is asthma?
I think it's just like a partial blockage in your lungs or something, like just something I don't really know the exact what it is. Yeah. But he was basically like, but you have a very most likely undiagnosed your whole, because he asked me if I had it. I'm like, no. He goes, but you have a very minor case of asthma, and that's where they think some of my wheezing has been coming from.
That's the wheezing.
Because I've been wheezing more so lately, and I've been thinking like, oh my god, I probably have lung cancer.
Probably.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Or at least emphysema or something. Like, I'm like, this isn't good.
Definitely one of the two.
No, that wheezing has been. That wheezing is like a fourth member of the podcast. That's what we're hearing a lot.
So
anyone listening knows what
it made me feel good. So I'm like, wait, I have asthma. So then I start going into it. He's like, and I'm not saying that the smoking hasn't done any damage and everything's fine, but the wheezing most likely is from the asthma, not the smoking.
Yeah, well, they didn't test they didn't look for spots in your lungs, though, right?
Here we go.
Okay.
So now he goes, you're a little young to get a lung cancer screening, but because you smoke like you do, you're here, we're about to go, let's get a chest x-ray. We can do something, similar. I'm like, all right.
This doesn't scare the hell out of
And
you?
how long
No,
were you at the
scary.
doctor, dude?
So I was there for I had to miss a whole day of work. I was there the whole day.
Oh, yeah.
So this thing was a couple hours. I could have went another day for it, but I'm like, I'm just going to get it all over with.
Yeah, you bang it out.
So then you go to you go to a
back.
different place because they don't do it there. I have to go to a place, well, I don't know, 10 minutes away or whatever.
You have a cigarette in between?
Yeah, smoke cigarettes in between. It is what it is, bro. I'm just going
Yeah,
for
he's already
testing
got
now.
it. Whatever he's got.
Whatever the results are, it's not going to affect
One cigarette
today.
isn't going to kill him.
So I'm already feeling good about things, though. So I'm like, all right, if I don't have any
Feel
spots
good
or
about it.
bumps.
You're going for a chest X-ray.
But it's a safety, it's a checkup.
Okay.
It's not like we
Yeah, but he
think
would
you
have
have.
sent you if you weren't.
He sent me because I've been smoking for 20-something years.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're feeling good about it.
No, it's not
I've
that I'm
always said
feeling...
there's more smoke in those lungs than oxygen.
Oh,
it's
for
amazing.
That's the other thing.
Have
They
you-
test
have
all
you
my
seen him
oxygen
breathe?
levels and everything, bro. I'm telling you, my lungs are
Guy
better
got
than we
winded
think.
walking up a flight of stairs.
My health. I'm not. Listen, I'm never saying in my facing the camera. I know I'm not a healthy person, but
Yeah, you're running out
my
of breath when you
damage
talk.
isn't as bad as
I know.
everybody thinks.
I know, I'm not healthy. Okay.
So we go get the lung. I go get the X-ray. Go in there, fucking hands up, bop, bop, bop,
What are you
fucking
doing,
get my
TSA?
X-rays. 'Cause they do
They
a whole
put that-
X-ray.
They put the lead on.
Now
you.
I gotta wait a few days. Well, they tried putting the lead around my waist, and it fell right down.
Oh man.
No, not because that.
Dude.
I feel like she barely put it on. I'm like, you kidding me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it
they
was
just
her
put
fault.
like they wheel something in and just basically put it like.
They had a wheel in something.
Yeah, and they put it behind you. Dude, the thing didn't have a tie. You couldn't
Bro,
tie
she does it
bro.
all day, every day,
Yeah,
and it's
you
her
know,
fault.
they couldn't tie it for you. They could tie it for 90% of the
Oh,
patients.
stop
They had a
it.
wheel
Bro, you
in.
think they had a wheel in it
She
for
said it
every
was
person
because
that
of my
day?
slick shirt. I was wearing my
Oh,
Notre Dame.
that's a real sweet lady.
It's your shirt's slippery for some reason.
So either way, we take the result, we take the test, and then they say, you get the results whenever. They don't even. They basically, all right, so leave. So
The
I
fact
leave.
that you need an extra large lead.
No, it
should
wasn't
be
because
cause
the
for
lead went
concern
right
enough.
around, bro.
He
It was
actually
fine.
pays more for an
She just
MRI,
didn't tie it, and the
right?
thing fell right off. So fuck you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So I had to
Tie it
check
with
back.
What?
It has like a
And it's
belt lead with like
and
a
it's-
belt.
They had to tie it to the
My leg
back of
doesn't
his
have
neck.
a belt.
See, whatever, bro.
They give me a
Whatever.
little smack. It goes over me. It's a
So-
smack.
Come on, bro. You had a slippery shirt.
I had a slippery shirt. That's what they told me.
They're gonna
So
bring out the lead that they use
oh.
for vehicles.
God, yeah.
I basically
When they weigh whales, they bring this thing in.
So I get the X-rays done. I call up my doctor a few days later, and they're like, "All right, he'll call you back with the results." Now, right away, I'm already feeling good because he has a
Your
cold
lungs are
right.
great, but you owe us $450 for that extra lead.
Your credit, not so much. But no, they were like, "I'll have the doctor call you back." But I'm feeling good because I'm like, if this was something serious, they call you back right away.
Yeah,
They usually call you back pretty quickly if there's something serious.
right.
So the doctor gets on the phone, and I'm like, "Give it to me straight, doc. How am I doing?"
You're definitely the type of guy that says doc.
You
too,
totally
right?
say that. Give it to me straight, doc.
And he's like,
Because he's the informant.
In between of his drags. Give it to me straight,
So
doc.
what do you think it is?
What do you think it is?
he goes, "No, everything looks good." I said,
Really?
"Nothing?" I said, "Really? Everything looks good?" I said, "You got me nervous for a second." He goes, "No, everything's good."
He goes, yeah.
Just
we're
follow
baffled
up with
over
the-
here at the clinic.
I just lost a bet, but yeah, everything's good.
We've been sitting around your results for the last 3 days. We're as confused as you are. This is about as confusing as the plot of Dumpson Checks In.
So I text everybody in my family, just so you guys know. I said,
You are the type to do
I
that.
smoke for however long. I said, if I quit now, I'm in decent shape. I said, I don't have lung cancer. I said, my lung functions are pretty good.
Yeah, but you're
I
not going
said-
to quit now.
Well, I'm going to give myself, I think, to the end of August.
No, you're not.
Didn't you quit like 6 months ago?
I quit for like a month and a half.
Yeah, you did. But he was very
Solid. You did.
angry.
You killed it.
I was very angry.
You were pretty
It wasn't
upset.
fun to be
So I'm going to redo it again at the end of this month, right as time.
Good. Did this put... See, what bothers
But now
me...
this is what, no, before everyone starts, oh, so now he thinks he can smoke more.
Yes.
No, this made me think that, wow, I didn't do the damage I thought I've already done. Which is not to say that I'm not going to, down the road, this could still affect me. I'm not naive.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it hasn't destroyed my lungs like it should have. And I think now's a good time for me to stop in a
I will
few
side
weeks.
with Chic for 1 second.
Okay.
So you guys know I deliver drugs for a local pharmacy,
Yes.
right? There's this old woman I delivered to today.
Yeah.
She's 89 years old. She has smoked for, she told me, 72 years. And just now they found something on her lungs.
Yeah.
And she's
At that
like-
point,
and then
like-
she was telling me today, she's like, they found something in my lungs, and I'm like, oh, that sucks, I'm so sorry. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep smoking.
Yeah.
And
well,
she
at
was
that
like,
point,
But
that's what-
why not?
At this point.
At this point, what is she? 89, you said?
Yeah, and I'm like, at
She's
that
lived a
point,
good
Yeah.
life. I mean,
so
you're gonna
there
go
is that
soon
kind of
anyway.
thing where it's like,
Now, and I worked for an oxygen company for many years.
well, you must have.
Yeah.
I
I-
promise you, if I make it to 80, I'll start smoking that day again.
Yeah,
if I
you
quit.
should, man. You should. You definitely should get that.
80
Get
would
that
be
thing
so.
going.
I'd be happy with
Dude,
80.
once you hit a certain age, then it's just
Yeah,
live your
man.
life and go out.
Dude, I'm at
with
the
a
age
bang.
right now where I'm like, God, really? Another 10? I don't know if I want
Well,
it.
that's what I was feeling, and now I have a whole new outlook on my health.
I would see people with that. I would deal with people with lung cancer, like on the regular, and there was a ton of people
That's
that
awful
never
to
smoked
see.
a day in their life.
Oh, that's
so that happens too.
And that's what I'm saying. Listen, I can still get it. I know I'm not like in the clear or everything I did is fine. But I thought they were in much. I thought they were going to tell me you have the lungs of a 90-year-old person. Like, we need to stop now. And they didn't say you should continue. They were saying you need to
Well, they
stop.
definitely didn't tell you to keep smoking.
No, he told me, listen, you need to stop. But he was saying, he goes, this is what he showed me. He goes, your lung function is pretty good. He goes, with that Pro Air, with the thing they gave me, the treatment, which now I have an inhaler, and they said if I feel
Oh,
like
you got
I'm
an
wheezing.
inhaler now?
Well, yeah, and then they said if you have wheezing, because I have asthma now.
Yeah, you're an asthma.
I'm an asthma man now. But he said, like, now when you do that, your lungs are even performing at, like, where they should be at a much, like, so my lungs are in decent shape. But I need to lose weight. I got to
Right.
do a
Well,
lot
don't
of things.
take this as a
But I
green
just
light
told
to-
you, I took this
I
as a
know.
green light where now I need to stop,
But-
and maybe I could salvage.
But I don't see you stopping. I see you be like, hey, you know what? What's another 5 years? That's
Of
what
course.
I see. If I'll be honest, I don't see you quitting right now.
All right.
And I would love to see you quit.
Well, we'll see. I'll
The
I'll
podcast.
prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong on that
Okay.
too.
I don't know, when does the whole
Fucking
start?
dick.
Yeah. Please quit this.
They
and
said
start
they're
the
gonna
whole-
they start recording again in September. I don't know when my first episode will be.
I was gonna
Okay.
say we had that conversation like 10 years ago. I feel
Yeah,
like.
that happened.
Well,
a while.
they take the whole summer off,
Yeah.
which you know it gives me
It gives you
time to practice on that
Yeah.
on here.
Oh, this is your
Oh, this
practice
is practice.
podcast.
I knew you
Okay.
were gonna say that.
This is practice.
That's great, but
Well, we're glad you
but
helped.
that's pretty everything you ever had, other than I told you I had another little group fight on a text, but that was nothing too special.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
you know, and the sky is blue.
I'm always beefing in group text.
Yeah.
But this time my buddy left the text and then tried to start the group text without me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
No, it was kind of funny because apparently it fell on deaf ears, but whatever.
Did it?
Yeah, and everybody, but I don't really care either way.
Oh, you care.
No, I
You're
don't.
talking
Like
about
bees,
it on your
monkey, hotel
podcast.
No, I just talk about what goes on in my life, and that was part of my life
That
this
was
week.
it. All right.
People.
I would love to know what happened in there, guys. I just want to say one thing before we wrap up.
You gonna apologize
for what?
for that shitty review?
No, I will not apologize. I would love people to watch it, and maybe people like to hate watch it. That movie Dumpson
I
Checks
kind
It.
of want to see it now.
Now I know my review wasn't top notch, but neither was that film. But I want to say one thing. You know what was top notch? That sourdough bread I bought, because every last piece is gone.
And I thought it was pretty good.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, B.
No,
for
it's not as
making
bad. It's
bread.
not as good as Italian bread, but it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
I thought it was delicious.
Thank you, Chris.
You're just
Thank you for
hungry.
bringing olive oil.
He
Yes.
just wanted the olive oil, and that's the only way to eat the olive oil without looking like a savage.
Well, you don't eat olive oil
You
alone
don't
by
eat
itself.
olive
I know, but I just feel like that's what he wanted.
All right. Well, I thought that
That's
was.
only half inaccurate, and
You guys are
But if you
jerks.
made it this far,
Yeah,
If
which
you
you
made it this
didn't.
far,
I-
thank
and
you.
I- and I-
this is probably a tough
Go.
episode.
guys.
And you know what? B
I
ruined.
felt pretty good about
I
it.
should have told my sleep story before B ruined it
should've.
with that fucking thing.
You should have, and I told you. I said before this, I'm
You
like,
were
listen.
teasing something.
I went a little off the rails this week, and I got in my own head and wrote, almost 10 pages
I like
about
seeing you
Dumpson
hang
Checks
yourself
In.
out to dry.
Yeah, I knew that was not gonna go over well.
I
but
can't
I'm like,
wait to listen back to that and hate
Oh, I
the
can't
show
wait.
for 10 minutes.
You
I
know
can't
what?
wait.
No, I actually think it'll be hilarious because the way you read it was so uncomfortable.
That's the other thing I don't get,
Yeah, go.
is you could have read that confidently.
No, he read it
and
in a
without
funnier way.
stuttering. And
Yeah.
You don't think
being,
the stutters made it funnier?
No, because every time he tries to tell anything, he stutters and he's got like a little like a nervous shake to
Yeah,
it.
it's
all
fucking
fake.
hilarious.
It's all fake. I'm
He's delivering
just
it.
playing games. That was my delivery for this awful review. But you know what? If you like Dumpson Checks In, check in with us and write a good review.
Guys, great
You
reviews.
wanna wrap that up?
AdultBabyShow.com, at AdultBabyShow on Instagram and Twitter, and you can. Our personal pages are there somewhere.
Yeah,
What
review
else?
us.
Yeah.
Review
That's
us.
it, man. Yeah,
Review us.
Again, maybe we're the worst at signing off.
Right in.
Yeah, we don't know how to sign
See you
off.
guys
I
later.
know.
We love you.
We love
Until
you guys.
next week.
Bread to your house.
Peace.
Invite me to your party, Joe. Maybe I'll come with a loaf.
Goodbye, everyone.
It was good, huh?
I actually liked the episode.
It was
I
really
enjoyed that.
I hope that fucking story was brutal.
You know what? It'll be funny.
I hope it's gonna be funny. That's what I was kind of hoping.
It'll probably. I'm sure.
I feel like I
be
should have
funny.
told that sleep story.
You should have done that.
Oh,
I probably
yeah.
should have told that first, but it'll be funny because it was so uncomfortable.
Dude, I totally forgot about the sleep thing.
Dude, I was looking at it the whole time trying to figure out when to get in with it.
No, yeah.
I totally
It
forgot.
was a good story though.
We
I
should
kinda-
call it like Chick. Look, name it that so that they could see that it's coming.